My top 5 dividend and income investing focused books. Hi all, welcome back to the channel. So I'm an avid reader of investing books, and with that I have read a ton of them. Some are groundbreaking, some are just okay, some just repeat the same info you've heard many times before. But when you find a really great book with a great author, it is really something special. Learning is forever, so the more I can read, the better investor I can be. This list of my 5 favorite dividend income investing books in no particular order are the ones that made the biggest impact for me as an income-focused investor. But stick around to the very end where I'll tell you about my favorite one. I'll include a link to each book in the description below. If you buy from that link, I get a small commission, but no pressure. Hey, with the holidays around, you never know when you need a good book or you want to give one to a friend or a family member. So first up, The Single Best Investment by Lowell Miller. If you're looking to build long-term wealth and have a steady stream of income, this book is packed with powerful insights on the benefits of dividend investing. The core idea behind this book is simple. Dividends are one of the most powerful tools for growing wealth over time. In the book, Miller explains that dividends create a steady income stream, but when we reinvest them, they also compound over time, creating that exponential growth we all know about. Miller argues that dividend-paying companies tend to be more stable and less risky than non-dividend payers. And companies that can pay consistently and grow their dividends are usually well-established, well-run business. They've been around long enough to generate reliable profits and are less likely to make risky moves. So in short, dividends are a signal of the company's financial health and stability. One of the book's key points is that dividend growth is even more important than high dividend yield. A company that regularly increases its dividend is showing confidence in its long-term business prospects. Miller stresses the importance of quality over quantity as well. He recommends focusing on companies with solid history of dividend payments and dividend growth. Perhaps the most important takeaway from The Single Best Investment is the concept of long-term investing. Miller stresses that dividend investing is a marathon, not a sprint. So to sum it all up, Single Best Investment makes really a compelling case for dividend investing. By focusing on companies with a history of paying and growing dividends and then reinvesting those dividends, you can build long-term wealth with a lower risk and a growing income stream. Next up is The Ownership Dividend by Daniel Paris. The Ownership Dividend challenges the status quo of modern investing by emphasizing what many of us here already believe. Investing should focus on cash flow and ownership, not speculation. Paris argues that the modern obsession with stock prices and market timing detracts from what truly matters, us owning companies that generate consistent and reliable income. And to be honest, I couldn't agree more. The ownership dividend starts with a bold idea, that the stock market should be viewed as a source of income, not a speculative playground. So here are some key takeaways from the book. So Paris redefines investing as ownership. He reminds us that buying shares isn't just about the potential capital gains, it's about becoming a co-owner of a business. And the goal, well, is to earn a share of the company's profits, delivered to you, as you can guess, in the form of dividends. Paris also critiques the modern portfolio theory, which prioritizes diversification, risk management, and market efficiency over the cash flow from the investment. The ownership dividend advocates for a long-term mindset. He explains that focusing on dividends naturally encourages patience and commitment. You're less likely to sell out of fear when you're invested in companies delivering regular, reliable cash flow. Paris highlights why dividends are essential, not just as a source of income, but as a measure of the company's health and discipline. In other words, dividends are proof that a business is well-run and shareholder-focused. He also highlights the historical context of dividends. Back in the early 20th century, dividends were a primary reason people invested in stocks. Companies rewarded shareholders with cash distributions, and this income was viewed as a measure of the company's success. But as markets evolved, the emphasis shifted to growth and capital appreciation. Dividends definitely took a back seat, and many companies stopped paying them altogether, relying instead on share buybacks. Paris's book is a wake-up call for anyone stuck in the buy low, sell high mentality over the last couple decades. It's a reminder that true wealth comes from owning assets that pay you over time. Next up, we're diving into The Intelligent REIT Investor by Brad Thomas. Brad is arguably one of the best REIT investors and a prolific writer of REIT-related content on both Seeking Alpha and through his paid investing services. The Intelligent REIT Investor starts by explaining what REITs are and why they're such a powerful tool for dividend investors, including the benefits of REIT investing, specifically the steady income, diversification, and income protection REITs can offer. Real estate often moves independently of stocks and bonds, making REITs an excellent way to balance your portfolio. They provide exposure to sectors like healthcare, industrial properties, data centers, and even cell towers. And those are areas that aren't usually accessible to individual investors outside of the REITs. As this book is specifically focused to REITs, Thomas gives a comprehensive review of the types of REITs available, the different REIT sectors, how to look at each of those sectors, and how to evaluate REITs to find the best investments for your REIT portfolio. So if you want steady income, diversification, and the potential for long-term growth, REITs are worth a closer look. And this book is a perfect guide to help you navigate the space. Next up is Walk Towards Wealth, The Everyday Investor's Guide to Financial Freedom by Kevin Simpson. Walk Towards Wealth is all about demystifying the process of investing for everyday people. Kevin Simpson is a veteran money manager and the founder and CEO of Capital Wealth Planning, the firm behind the very popular DIVO, QDVO, and IDVO ETFs. He outlines a straightforward approach to building wealth by focusing on consistency, discipline, and patience, and does it in a fun, enjoyable way while teaching investors the mindset and the how of dividend investing. Simpson explains that dividends are not just for the extra cash. They are the foundation for a reliable, long-term wealth building strategy. He highlights how reinvesting dividends can accelerate your portfolio's growth through the magic of compounding. He advocates for owning high-quality, income-producing assets that offer stability and growth over time. His overall philosophy? Wealth is built on consistency, not speculation. One area of the book that sets it apart is his dual approach to investing. He invests for dividends, and he also writes covered calls for income and growth. Simpson argues that this strategy of adding covered calls to your portfolio complements dividend investing by adding another layer of cash flow to your portfolio. Simpson also dedicates a significant portion of the book to the psychology of investing. He emphasizes the importance of maintaining a long-term perspective and not letting short-term market volatility derail your plans. So Walk Towards Wealth is a practical and empowering guide for anyone looking to build financial freedom through smart, disciplined investing. Kevin Simpson's emphasis on dividends, income strategies, and long-term thinking makes this a perfect read for dividend investors like us. And the last book on my list, The Case for Dividend Growth by David Bahnsen. David Bahnsen is a portfolio manager with many years of experience in wealth management. In The Case for Dividend Growth, he argues that investing in companies with growing dividends isn't just a good strategy, it's the best strategy for long-term investors looking for stability, income, and growth. It's because it combines the reliability of dividends with the compounding power of consistent growth. So in the book, Bahnsen highlights that dividend growth isn't just about getting regular income. It's about owning businesses with strong fundamentals. Companies that can grow their dividends year after year are typically profitable, financially stable, and shareholder friendly. These just aren't safe companies, they're growing companies. Some highlights from the book include that Bahnsen shows how investing in dividend growth stocks protects you from inflation and grow your wealth, in addition to paying you today. He covers some of the myths about dividend investing, including the myth that the companies that pay dividends only pay them when they run out of growth opportunities, or that dividends are irrelevant because of buybacks. A big part of the book is in regards to the psychology of dividend investing. Dividend investors tend to stay the course during market downturns because they focus on cash flow and not swing prices. When the market drops, your dividends keep rolling in, and sometimes even they increase. That's peace of mind that you can't really put a price on. And last, he advocates for avoiding high yields. Instead, recommends companies with modest yields and a history of growing their payouts. So The Case for Dividend Growth is a must-read for anyone serious about building wealth through dividends. He shows us that this isn't just a strategy, it's a mindset by focusing on quality companies, consistent cash flow, and long-term growth. So those are my 5 favorites. I really like all of them, and they all have their strong points, and I recommend all of them. As I mentioned at the beginning, I would tell you which one is my number 1. Well, that would be The Ownership Dividend by Daniel Paris. As you know, I am a hardcore income investor, but this book perfectly reinforced my conviction on that strategy and reminded me that investing is not just about price appreciation. It is about the ownership and the cash flow that you can get from these investments, and it fits my mindset to a T. So what do you think? Have you read any of them? Do any of them pique your interest? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to like and follow along for more insights like this video. And until next time, keep stockpiling those dividends.